Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me in this presentation regarding our paper titled Adaptive Business Data Visualizations and Exploration, a Human-Centered Perspective. In this paper, we will talk about a theoretical multidimensional human-centered user model that can be used in the context of data analytics tools for providing visualizations and exploration methods that adapt to the user's characteristics and the business context characteristics. The aim of this user model is to provide the best fit data visualization to the user for helping him achieve better decision making. Now, the innovation is found in the fact that our work does not only consider user characteristics for providing adaptation, but also it considers the business context characteristics. In today's fast-paced market, businesses that want to stay competitive quickly are adopting business intelligence and data analytics tools for monitoring and analyzing their data using various visualizations and thus coming to benefit to actionable and profitable decisions. The problem we identify in our paper is described by the non-stop growth and complicated nature of business data and the demanding business processes that users have to go through every day. This nature of data and the complex business processes can easily disorient the user from their daily tasks as they get overloaded from the vast amount of visual information they have to process. This can, of course, degrade the user's ability to make correct and efficient decisions. Now, the vendors of business intelligence and data analytics platforms are not taking steps to resolve this issue, as they are still following visualization approaches that follow the one-size-fits-all approach, meaning that they deliver visualizations solely on the underlying task and the underlying data without taking the user's characteristics into account. This, of course, can be problematic since the effectiveness of a visualization differs in terms of understanding and usage among different users. Now, there are numerous academic works that have proved the joint benefits of adaptation and visualizations that consider human factors. And some of those works include optimizing visualizations using goals and the behavior of the user, or we have seen in research associations of cognitive abilities to satisfaction and performance when using visualizations. Others are investigating how, for example, cognitive styles are affecting the interaction, or how working memory and personality affect performance. Now, while there is a lot of promising work on these human factors, we have not seen how all these factors work and how they apply in the business domain. Therefore, we propose our four-dimensional human-centered user model that, of course, has the user in the center dimension and three dimensions around it, which make up the business context. These dimensions are visualizations, tasks, and data. The aim of this user model is to bring the human in the loop and help the user by providing best fit data visualizations according to the user's characteristics and the business context characteristics. Next, we describe the user dimension, which defines the user in terms of the functioning context of the user, the needs, the exploration interactions, the requirements of the user, affective states and cognitive states, and of course, the business role. Now, the business role is an important factor here that brings the business context into this dimension. And this is important since the business role can be further used for adapting visualizations, since it defines the type of tasks a user is doing or the level of knowledge the user has on this role. Also, for this dimension, we will have to further investigate existing research on human factors and their applicability in the business setting for optimizing existing user models, which consider factors such as, for example, affective states that directly relate to users' performance or judgment, perceptual and cognitive characteristics that, again, have to do with the performance and efficiency of when performing visualization tasks, and expertise and experience of the user that again has to do with visualization preference and comprehension of visual data. And finally, the business role, which keeps the responsibilities and the tasks that the user has to perform. Next, we describe the visualization dimension. Of course, visualizations help us ingest and communicate large amounts of data, and they come in different types. And each of these types, of course, is used for different tasks. Now we have to consider in this dimension which visualizations have recognizable impact of individual differences and at the same time are commonly used in the business context. Once we define and we understand which those visualizations are, then we will annotate their elements with metadata that will help us further filter those elements and provide content alteration and according to the user's model, so we can adapt the visualization. Then we will have to craft personalization and adaptation techniques, such as navigation tools and assistive tools like giving details about the underlying data set that is being visualized. In a study of 59 business data analysts, we have collected various data. Some of this data, as we can see here, is the usage that users reported, the usage of visualizations reported by users on different tasks. Each user had to select at most 3 visualizations for each task. And here we can see that the most used visualizations are the bar chart, the line chart, the table, the pie chart, and the column chart. Similarly, in the same study, we captured data from the users where we asked them to rate the complexity of each visualization using a Likert scale. Important findings here are that, as we can see, the simple charts reported by the users are also the charts that are being utilized the most. Next, we have the data dimension. That, of course, is the data dimension, of course, comes with a lot of challenges, like, for example, extraction and integration of data from multiple sources for supporting seamless data exploration, and other problems such as the quality of data and the uncertainty that comes with it, or other uncontrolled effects. Now, for our model in this dimension, we will have to make sure that we provide the proper mechanisms for adaptation and integration. Also, we have to take care of issues like the size of data when visualizing business data sets, the dynamic nature of data, the different types of data, and the different data acquisition methods. In our study of 59 data analysts, we also asked the users to report different pain points they have in their business roles. And as you can see, the majority responded with data-related pain points. And this is denoting that indeed data needs to be included as a dimension in our theoretical model, since businesses and their complex data do not compare to data of other domains. The final dimension of our model is the task dimension that describes the role-based units of work that a user has to perform in order to reach a business goal. Now, the transparency, explainability, and support of end-to-end business tasks, it's a challenge currently for large businesses, as users many times strive to understand the flow dependencies or contents of multivariate information. With this in mind, we can further see why recognizing the role of the end user in the visualization and exploration process is important for enabling effective human control. Now, with this in mind, we will use probabilistic inference, data mining algorithms for analyzing data sets that arise from user interactions for discovering patterns, modeling uncertainties, and thus providing more transparency. We expect that the proposed model will be able to dynamically adjust visualizations and explorations based on the unique user's characteristics, on the visualization semantics, on data structure characteristics, and on the overall interaction of the users of an organization defined by specific patterns such as exploration tactics implemented by the users. Also, we believe that our research will have an economic impact for businesses since their users will be able to better comprehend data and thus take better decisions. Finally, in our paper, we presented the necessity of data analytics tools in the business context. We have also highlighted the gap in the research that we're interested, that is described by the fact that data analytic tools are following a one-size-fits-all approach for visual exploration. Also, we have shown the promising research that exists on different domains regarding adapting visualizations with human factors. And we have also highlighted the point that this research was not explored in the business context. And as a result of this gap, we have demonstrated our four-dimensional user model that takes the user characteristics and the business context characteristics in order to provide adaptive data visualizations, a more transparent exploration of data, and an increased understanding that will help the users of a business achieve better decision making. Thank you very much for your time and attention. And for more information, please read our full paper.